Welcome students. Today I am going to teach you about National Income Accounting. My focus is towards the numerical problems, how to solve the numerical problems. Most of the time we face difficulty in solving numerical problems. Despite we know the formulas, all the terms, we are not able to solve numerical problems. How to go that? You may be given some terms like NDPFC. You may be given GDPFC. You may be given GDPMP. May be given NDPMP. May be given NNPFC. You see, you may be given these terms. You will come across. Again, you may come like GNPMP. You may come across GNPFC. These are the certain terms you will be given. This is net domestic product at factor cost. This is gross domestic product at factor cost. This is gross national product at factor cost. What is the change between these two? Domestic and national. Market price, domestic, national. NGPFC, NNPFC, domestic, national. This is NGPFP, this is NDPFC. The difference is market price and factor cost. What happens? This is NDPFC. N for net. This is domestic. This is product. And this is factor cost. Factor cost. And if you want to convert this NDPFC to GNPMP, G for gross, N for national, MP for market price, P for product. P for product. Now, you see, when you want to convert NDPFC to GNPMP, what you are doing? You are converting net into gross, domestic into national, factor cost into market price. Suppose you are given with GNPMP and you want to convert it into NDPFC. What do you have to do? You have to convert gross into net, national into domestic, and MP into FC. So, how to convert this? This is the most basic problem. First of all, we have to learn how to convert these things into other. First of all, left hand side is equal to right hand side. You have to remember this identity. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. Means whatever is given to you, whatever is determined, to be determined. To be determined. And this is given. Left hand side पर आप लिखिए जो भी आपको determine करना है, जो भी आपको value find out करनी है, और जो भी आपके पास है, right? In right hand side. For example, you have to find out gross and you are given net. You have to find out gross in GDPMP and you are given NDPMP, you are given net. What do you have to do? You have to add depreciation. Gross is equal to net plus depreciation. Suppose you want to determine net. You want to determine net. You are given gross. How to determine net from gross minus depreciation? This is one identity you need to remember. Suppose you have to find out MP. You are given FC. MP, FC. Add net indirect tax. MP is a broader term. FC is a smaller term, so add NIT. In order to determine FC, factor cost, Factor cost means the cost which includes cost incurred on the factors of production in the form of rent, interest, profits and wages. And NP is given to you minus NIT. Two identities we have got completed. We can complete the third one in order to get national. And you are given domestic. Domestic is a smaller term, but this is wider concept. Add net factor income from abroad. Write in full, net factor income from abroad. In order to determine domestic, what you need to do? National minus net factor income from abroad. Look here, depreciation, you may be finding its other name, consumption of fixed capital. This is also known as CFC, consumption of fixed capital. NIT means net indirect taxes. That is the difference between indirect tax and subsidies. Net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad is the difference between factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. Factor income from abroad is a factor income which we receive from the foreign nations, and to abroad which we pays to foreign nations. I think got it? In order to solve your questions, you have to find out the relationship between gross and net. Net छोटा है, MP and FC, FC smaller terms है, national and domestic, domestic smaller concept है. So gross, then आपका market price and national. These are broader terms. Net, factor cost, domestic. These are smaller concept. Convert करना है. यहाँ add करेंगे. अगर हमें determine करना है, ये given है, इसमें से हम minus करेंगे. So this is first concept. You have to remember, left hand side is equal to right hand side. The first thing is over. Now the identity. Look, suppose NDPFC, you have to determine GDPFC. This is given. This is to be determined. This is given. Given and to be determined. Now what you have to do? You have to bring net. आपको नेट लाना है. यू आर गिवन ग्रॉस, बाकी रिमेनिंग सेम है. तो ग्रॉस से नेट लाने के लिए माइनस करेंगे डेप्रिसिएशन. क्लियर? सपोज यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट एनडीपी एनपी एंड यू आर गिवन एनडीपी एफसी. नाउ यू हैव टू ब्रिंग मार्केट प्राइस. व्हाट यू आर गिवन? फैक्टर कॉस्ट. यू हैव टू ऐड एनआईटी व्हिच मींस नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स. एफसी छोटा है, उसमें एनआईटी ऐड करेंगे तो एनपी मिलेगा. यहां पर नेट लाना था, ग्रॉस बड़ा था, माइनस कर दिया डेप्रिसिएशन. सपोज एनएनपी एफसी आपको लाना है एंड यू आर गिवन एनडीपी एफसी. ओनली वन चेंज, डोमेस्टिक टू नेशनल हैव टू डिटरमाइन एंड दिस इज गिवन. एड नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड. One thing to remember, when net factor income from abroad is added, net factor income to abroad is subtracted. Or NDPFC minus net factor income to abroad. याद रख लेना. Net factor income from abroad is added to NDPFC to determine NNPFC. But net factor income to abroad is subtracted. So this is going out of the nation. So you see here. Net, cross, cross to net, cross to net, minus depreciation. Look here, NP, factor cost to market price, add NIT. Look here, national, domestic to national, add net factor income from abroad. If you do this three, half work is done. First of all, we have to learn how to convert one thing into other, and you have to remember left hand side is for to be determined and right hand side what is given to you. It's clear? I think I'm clear, quite clear. First of all, you have to keep this in your mind. Left hand side what you have to determine, and right hand side what is given to you, then convert. Okay, do one more thing. Look. Look here. GNP, MP you have to determine. You are given NDPFC. What do you have to do first? Convert net into gross. Net into gross, add depreciation. Then domestic into national, add net factor income from abroad. Factor cost into market price, add NIT. Remember, net plus depreciation, gross. Domestic plus net factor income from abroad, national. Factor cost plus net indirect tax will give you market price. One more, NNP, MP, GDPFC. This is given to you. Gross से net लाने के लिए minus depreciation. Domestic से national लाने के लिए add net factor income from abroad. Factor cost से market price लाने के लिए add NIT. Understand? Gross is a broader term. Net is a smaller term. Net. Gross is a bigger term. Gross. To bring net minus depreciation. Domestic is a smaller term. National is a wider concept. National. This is domestic. It's a smaller concept. It's a bigger concept. Add net factor income from abroad. Market price is a bigger concept, wider concept. Factor cost is smaller concept. Add NIT. In smaller terms we add, in bigger terms we subtract. Now you are well versed how to convert one form into other form. Suppose one more example. GDPFC and you are given NNPMP. What to do? One is net to gross. Add depreciation. National to domestic minus net factor income from abroad. Market price to factor cost. Subtract NIT, net indirect tax. Why I have done this? Net to gross, net smaller concept, add depreciation. National is a wider concept, subtract net factor income from abroad. Market price, again wider concept, minus NIT. So you have to remember the relationship between these two variables. In gross and net, in market price and factor cost, national and domestic. Now, if one thing is over, we have learnt how to convert one concept of national income with the other concept of national income. Now, how to determine national income? I think this is, just look at it, appreciate how we have got converted all this. I'm running it. Now look at the board. What you will find on the board? Suppose how many methods are there to determine national income? We are having three methods. One is income method. Second one is expenditure method, and the third one is value added method. First step, what you will get from income method? Whenever you will use income method, what you will determine? Try to determine first NDPFC from income method. Whenever we will use income method, we will determine NDPFC. Income method से सबसे पहले हम NDPFC determine करेंगे. Expenditure method, we will get GDP&P. From expenditure method, we will determine GDP&P. Remember. Value added method will give us gross value added at market price. From value added method, we will be getting gross value added at market price. If we add the gross value added by all the firms in the economy, we will get GDP&P. So there are three methods to solve numericals for national income accounting. In order to determine national income, we can use income method, expenditure method and value added method. And these three methods are having different formulas. I'm going to solve from income method. Now, income method. From income method, in order to determine national income, the first step is determine NDPFC. I'm solving income method. I'm using income method. NDPFC. NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income. If you add all these three, what you will be getting? You will be getting NDPFC. Compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income. You have to write this. After adding these three, you will be getting NDPFC. Suppose in the data you are finding out, you reveal that there is no compensation of employees. What you have to look for? You have to look for wages and salaries plus employer's contribution to social security. If you add these two, this is equal to compensation of employees. Matlab, if I am working in a government department or somewhere in private department, I am getting some in my cash, some money in cash, in my hand in cash. But a provident fund or social security schemes, under social security scheme, some money is deposited in my provident fund account. These both together constitute compensation of employees. Operating surplus is the sum of rent, interest and profits. If royalty given, add royalty. Mixed income. Mixed income is the income which is earned by self-employed people. For example, there is a lawyer, there is a doctor. They are using their own resources, they are using their own skills. So whatever they earn, it includes rent, includes wages, profits and interest if they have borrowed something. Now, it is very difficult to find out what is the proportion of rent, what is the proportion of interest, what is the proportion of profit. So the income is taken as mixed income of self-employed. So you need to find out only three things from your data, add them, you will be getting NDPFC. Now I told you, if you want to determine national income, that is NNPFC, you are given NDPFC. What you have to do? You have to add net factor income from abroad. But if net factor income from abroad is not given, आपको दिया हुआ है net factor income to abroad, what you will do? You will subtract. आप उसको subtract करेंगे इसमें से. Am I quite clear? In order to solve the numericals from income method, you have to first determine NDPFC by adding compensation of employees, operating surplus and mixed income. If in the data compensation of employees is not given, look for wages and salaries and employer's contribution. These two together constitutes compensation of employees. Then we are having operating surplus, which is the sum of rent and royalty, interest and profits. Then mixed income. If mixed income is not given, take it 0. Just note down the formula. Now how to solve a sum? सम को कैसे solve करना है? How to solve a sum from income method? Look, suppose determine national income from following. Number 1, wages. Number 2, compensation of employees. Number 3, profit. Number 4, rent. Number 5, operating surplus. 6, mixed income. 7, net factor income from abroad. Wages 2000, compensation of employees 5000, profit 400, rent 600, operating surplus 2000, mixed income 3000, net factor income from abroad 10. Now with the help of this data you have to find out national income. Remember, these all figures are in crore. So what you have to do, the first step, you have to find out NDPFC. How to find out NDPFC? From income method, the first step from income method is to find out NDPFC. और हमें वो मिलती है by adding compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income. Clear? Now, how much is the compensation of employees? Is it given? Wages are given. But is this given? Of course, this is given. Compensation of employees is given 5000. I will write here 5000. I will not take wages. Wages लेने की जरूरत नहीं है because compensation of employees is given. Wages are included inside compensation of employees. Plus, how much is operating surplus? Look, first of all, given. This is also given. Don't look profit and rent. Only take operating surplus 2000. Is fixed income given? Yes, 3000 plus 3000. So how much is your NDPFC? NDPFC is 10,000 crore. This is NDPFC. But what we have been asked to determine national income. So national income is equal to NNPFC. So NNPFC, we have to determine. NDPFC is given. Now remember, do you remember? Think, domestic को national में convert करना है. क्या करना पड़ेगा? National broader concept, domestic smaller concept. Smaller is given to us. We have to add net factor income from abroad. NDPFC is 10,000. Net factor income from abroad is 10. Answer is 10,010 crore is the answer. This is how to solve the numericals from income method. Look here. Check one more sum. See, we are not given compensation of employees. We are not given compensation of employees. We are given employers' contribution. We are also not given operating surplus. We are given interest, mixed income. We are given one more thing. Suppose we are given royalty. We are given exports. We are given imports. If we are given these things and we have to determine GNPFC. Suppose we are also given suppose we are also given, I write here, depreciation. We are given this. Wages 5,000. Employees contribution 500. Profits 100. Rent 200. Interest 300. Mixed income 500. Net factor income from abroad 60. Royalty 200. Exports 400. Imports 200 crore. And depreciation 40. If we are given this and we have to find out national income from income method, what we have to do? First of all, from income method, we are able to find out net domestic product at factor cost. How to find out? By adding compensation of employees, operating surplus and mixed income. Yes. Compensation of employees. Compensation of employees is not given. I told you two things: wages and salaries and employers' contribution. Okay, wages and employers' contribution 5,000 plus 500. Operating surplus is also not given, so we have to add rent. This is the sum of rent, interest and profit. If royalty is given, we can add. First of all, find out rent. Yes, 200. I'll write 200. Interest 300. I'll write 300. Profit is given 100. If royalty is given, yes, royalty is also given. Royalty is 200. Is mixed income given? Mixed income given 500. Now it is over. What we have got? 5500 plus 800 plus 500. 6,800 is what? 6,800 crore is NGPFC. But what do we have to find out? We have to find out GNPFC. We have to find out GNPFC. To be determined GNPFC. आपको क्या दिया हुआ है? या आपने क्या find out कर लिया है? NDPFC. Now you have to bring GNPFC and you are given NGPFC. The first thing, convert net to gross, add depreciation. Convert domestic to national, add net factor income from abroad. 2. Now 6,800 plus depreciation is 40. Look here, this is depreciation. This is also known as consumption of fixed capital. 40. Net factor income from abroad. Yeah, from abroad is given 60. What is the value of GNPFC? 6,900 crore. This is GNPFC we have determined. Clear? Look at this. So students, now from this income method we have learnt how to solve numericals of income method. Just you have to remember the formula. First step, that is NGPFC, by adding compensation of employees, operating surplus and mixed income. Try to solve more sums. Thank you very much.